right. All right. So I am here today with Joe Burnich, the CEO and owner of Big West Marketing here in Missoula, Montana. And Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business, just a quick overview, and then we'll get into some questions.
Yeah, so we're a marketing company here in Missoula, but we don't have many local clients. Most of our clients are spread throughout the U.S. We have a few in Canada, a few in the U.K., and a few in Australia. And we mainly help like service businesses like carpet cleaners, plumbers, roofers, people like that, get to the top of Google, and then we build them websites that actually convert, turn the visitors into actual customers that are calling them asking for work.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it's been so fun getting to work with you and getting to know your business and kind of dig into the numbers and all of that. Before we started working together, what were some of like your general feelings about money?
Yeah, so let me see if I can remember exactly how I felt because it was a good 8 months ago, something like that. Um, but ever since I started the business, I felt like I was doing something wrong, or I was not at the same level as other business owners because I didn't have a handle on my money. It's like, okay, well, I got this much in the account, my bills are paid, we got, we're busy, so must be doing okay. That's how I kind of ran things. I never really understood how to read the financial reports, even though I got them every month. I'd look at them and I'd be like, okay, that's interesting, but I don't really have any solid actions to take based on this. Um, so, and then after talking to you, Megan, you set my mind at ease and said, there's actually like the majority of business owners feel the same way you do. They just don't want to admit it. So it was just nice to know that I'm not alone. I'm not a numbers person. I don't get into analytics. I have employees that get into analytics, but I just don't. I'm not big on analysis. I'm big on taking action, and it's just making things happen from like a big picture point of view.
Yeah, for sure. And we did a little bit of analytics and stuff in our work together, but it wasn't horrible, and it ended up being okay at the end. Um,
Yeah, the way you do it makes it actually, I'm not going to say enjoyable, but I get it. I can understand it, and I can see how it's actually helpful. It's like some usable information. So yeah.
yeah, awesome. So how did our work together kind of shift your feelings from like feeling unsure and almost anxiety around the money to like where you are now? Can you just tell us a little bit about like the journey of like where you are now?
Yeah, so now I have a lot less anxiety about money. I'm not checking my bank accounts 3 times a day. I kind of just have a feeling that I know where things are and how things are going. It helps me sleep at night, honestly,
Awesome.
which is huge when it comes to money because I'm 10 years into this business, and now I'm just getting to the point where I feel like I got a handle on my money thanks to you. And I got to tell you, it was somebody in the mastermind in my local mastermind group had recommended you and said that you help people with their budgets, business budgets.
Mhm.
And I felt like I had a handle on my personal budget through the Dave Ramsey thing, but the business thing was a whole nother monster. And just knowing that there was somebody like you out there to help, I was like, I called you like that day or emailed you that day, and I was like, I need to talk.
You
So
did.
yeah,
You called in. It was like, let's set this up. We have to get this figured out.
yeah, I was just, yeah, because it does, because, after 10 years, you're the first person I've heard of that does this, like business budget consulting, along with all the other stuff you do. I was like, that's what I need. That was my trigger, my pain point that I needed help with. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we created some systems and processes in your business, which worked out great. And some of those systems and processes, has that helped you with like your clarity and confidence and all of that stuff? Can you speak to some of those that we're using right now, like the systems and the processes and all of that?
yes. So, the stuff that you taught me over the last 6 months, I've basically incorporated into like a Sunday. Every Sunday, I'll just take an hour or two and just work on the financial stuff, getting bills paid, going through the budget that you taught me, making sure that I'm putting 10% away for taxes and or an emergency fund, a business emergency fund, and that's been huge actually. That having that fund and having the discipline to put it in there makes it so now when I have a bad month or have an unexpected expense, I'm not going out and taking out a loan from PayPal or credit cards or whatever. Now I'm acting as my own lender, and that's how you put it, and I like that. Like I am acting like the own bank when just loaning money to myself for free.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that we did that in a 6-month period. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I know like when we first started working together, it seemed like a lot, but at the end of the day, it like you have a system, you sit down and you like do your things and then you're done. You don't stress about it and you don't worry about it. So that's what is super exciting for me.
It was overwhelming at first, but I loved how you broke down into chunks. Like every 2 weeks, we hit a new small chunk, and that's how I need to do it. Like I didn't know what we were going to do for a full 6 months. I was like, "There's much to do," but absolutely we did. And yeah, and I love the accountability piece too. Like you'd call me out on the little stuff. Like, did you do this?
Right.
Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but
it all worked out.
it did.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, last question. What was your favorite or the best takeaway from the entire program? Like, what's the one thing that you're like, this is the best thing about this?
Well, as far as like the overall feeling, it's just the peace of mind that I got. My money is now finally under control. But kind of like I said before, the number one thing, if I was just going to say one thing, it's having these habits that you created, like the habit of putting away a certain percentage for this. Now my taxes are all paid up instead of like wondering how much I'm going to be having to pay for taxes when, April rolls around. So that's all paid up, caught up. So, and that was all about just creating those habits and sticking with the system.
Yep. Awesome. Cool. Well, awesome. That's all like great feedback. Thank you so much for sharing on this video today. I really appreciate it. And I know it's going to be super helpful for other people as well.
No problem. Yeah. Anybody that's watching, if you are struggling with your finances, from the business side, call Megan. Like it's so worth it. I forgot to mention Megan.
Oh,
Megan gave me an assignment at month 1, which was to go through and find all the little subscriptions and money that they may not be paying for things I could be paying less for, stuff like that. I thought I was going to find a few things and save a couple $100. I saved $6,000 over the period of a year in that first month of doing that assignment. So yeah.
That was awesome. That was a huge win, like right off the bat.
Yes.
I think really helped like the momentum of being like, okay, yeah, I've got this. So
that's true. That
definitely paid for our program in the first month, which was awesome.
It did. It's just you don't know how many little things you're paying for that you really don't need. So it was huge. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you so much for this testimonial. That was amazing. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, Megan.